Okay, so in this AI tool built in Power Apps and Power Automate, I'm showing how you can use generate social media posts. And this particular generator, AI generator, will generate posts for Facebook. It would generate a blog post for LinkedIn, as well as X, aka Twitter. Now, this is important because in the organization, your marketing team may be stretched very thin. And we understand that the importance of social media, making it aware of your product or services, or even you becoming a media company, quote unquote, regardless of the industry you're in, the product or service you provide, the media company shows that you're providing information on what's happening in your industry, what's happening around the things that amplifies your product or service. So social media in that regard is extremely important. So I'm going to show you how you can simply use this Power App, Power Automate, built on AI to generate these social media posts for you. So let's take some examples here to kind of see it in action. So the first thing I want to do is to bring up a regular article, right? So this is an article. So imagine this is your website and you have your content team creating articles, and now you want to create teasers or blog posts centered around this article and have everything point to it. So I'm just selecting all on that article, coming here and paste it in. It's going to strip out all the images and kind of give me raw text. Now, it's also going to bring in a lot of this share information, metadata, a lot of images it didn't bring in, but there's alt text for those images. All that's going to be included. And now I'm going to just simply click generate and give it time, and it's going to produce the social media assets needed centered around this block. Okay, so and just like that, there we have it. So we have this particular prompt is set up to give us the 5 tweets that are needed. And as you can see, it discovers AI the name before, sarcasm. So this is all centered around Grok. So these are all the tweets. So as a social media manager for my organization, what I would do, I would just go out to X, aka Twitter, and just schedule these, right? And whatever schedule or content schedule that I need, I would schedule all these and make sure it points to the URL to the blog post that's on my website. The same is true for the blog article itself. So the blog article itself, and I have to adjust the prompt to kind of give it, I think right now it's maxing out at 500 characters. For a blog post, I can tell it to produce an article that's, around 1,000 or 1,500 characters or whatever the case may be. But these are 2 different blog posts that I can post and schedule. These are all my Facebook posts that I can schedule on Facebook and again, have those pointing to that one piece of content. And these are the LinkedIn posts that I can schedule on LinkedIn and point to this one piece of content. So as you can see, in a matter of seconds, I have some fillers out there that I can tap into the different social media components and have them point to this article, boosting the awareness of this article. And it just takes me little to no time. I didn't have to sit here and figure out the right words to say, the right SEO to pepper in, the right titles to create, so on and so forth. This is just a quick, dirty way to get things done. We're not focused on perfection. We're focused on speed, and we get these scheduled. Okay, let's keep moving. What else can we do with this? The other one could be a article that's posted on someone else's site. So here I can search on the topic on Google News. Again, this is me being a media company centered around the product or services that we sell. And I'm just wanting to show other examples of content that's posted on someone else's site. And in this scenario, what I would do is, again, go here. So let me just hit cancel. That should clear this out. Paste that in and then hit generate. And then again, what it's going to do is generate those tweets, blogs, Facebook posts, LinkedIn posts centered around this piece of content. Now, the value add here, because it's someone else's content and not an article that's on our particular site or your organization's main site, is you're becoming that media side of the industry, making people, adding that value, showing them, this is what's happening. These are things you should be aware of. Regardless if it's your product or service or not, you're adding value. And because of adding value, you position yourself as an authoritative figure of having a pulse on what's actually happening, and it positions you to be a consultant for that product or services that make the client that want to engage or work with you. Again, these are going to be the articles that come up. These are my 4 tweets, and then these would be my blogs, and then there's the Facebook, the LinkedIn, so on and so forth. Okay, so pretty much the same result, just a different strategy or use case on how we would use that. The last one, now, this is the one that's really, really interesting. I think this is a game changer. We all know that in social media, video is probably the most popular video media type, right? So we look at TikTok, it's all video. Instagram, mostly images, but now all mostly video. Facebook Reels, video. YouTube Shorts, video. YouTube itself, video, so on and so forth. So video is the #1 media type on social media. So how do you take a video and create that same strategy with the tweets, the blogs, and all the stuff to point to a particular video? And ideally, this would be your video hosted on YouTube, TikTok, or whatever the case may be. So in this scenario, I have a plugin that's called Transcript and Summary. It's a Google plugin for Chrome. And for any YouTube video, I can select, I get that widget right here on the page for YouTube. And for a particular video, I can hit this copy option. That's going to copy the transcribe the video, and I just go ahead and paste that in and click generate. And it's just going to treat the transcription of that video almost like a blog post or an article. And now I can produce my same content. So out my 5 tweets from my blog post, from my Facebook post, so on and so forth, I will have a link. I would take the blurb that this generator creates, have a link to this particular YouTube video, and then that will create awareness on those different platforms for this particular video. All right, so now that's done, you can see the tweets. And again, this generator is using the latest and greatest, as of the 9th of November of 2023. OpenAI just released GPT-4 preview. It has, and this is what makes this possible. The context window is 100,000 characters and 100,000 tokens, and then the result is still maxed at 4,000 tokens, right? And that result kind of limits me on how much content I can do on my blog post, because ideally I want these to be longer, but no harm, no foul. Basically, I can work around with that, just get a little creative and basically call this API several times, right? So maybe I'll call it once. So if I'm maxed out at a 4,000 token window for the results, not necessarily for the prompt. For the prompt, I have 100,000. For the results, I have 4,000. To work within that 4,000 limitation, I would just call the API several times, right? So for this one prompt, I would call it once to get my tweets. I would call it again to get more extensive in my blog posts, call it again to get more extensive for my Facebook, and then again for my LinkedIn. That's how you get around that post. So hopefully you see some value in it. Again, this is just another example how AI is taking our day-to-day activities to a whole new level. Those organizations that embrace AI sooner than later are going to be head over heels to competition in their marketplace. That's it for this video. I'll see you tomorrow.